Welcome back, everybody. I am joined here with the lovely lovebot who's about to run some Yoshi story for us. Take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get disturbed in the middle of my dinner. As a backup runner, could you run Yoshi Story right now? And of course, here we are with Yoshi Story, the Japanese version of any %. And we'll just get going right away. And timing starts as soon as I reset the console here. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. The first important thing, and I'll only give one attempt for this because it costs like almost half a minute to try every time. I want to get watermelon on this first roulette wheel that comes up after I select the first stage. And that's important for a stage coming up later. But let's see, I gotta mash really quick here. And we got it, that's beautiful. So now my nerves are up. Because with watermelon we can pull off some pretty insane stuff on 4-1 Jungle Hut. And that's my classic marathon mistake there, taking damage from that first wiggler. But yeah, Yoshi Story. You're supposed to eat 30 fruits to end the stage. The stage just loops around indefinitely if you get to the end of a stage. There's no like ending. Whoops. So we eat 30 fruits to end the stage, and we're obviously trying to map in the fastest fruits that we can to finish the stages as fast as possible. So you'll see a lot of quick eating and a lot of mashing and stuff. For example, there, I'm pulling off a trick called tongue jumping, which consists of, after you jump, if you keep holding down the A button and you mash B in the beginning of your jump, you effectively have no gravity for the first frame that Yoshi's tongue is out. You get one frame of no gravity for the first frame. So if you mash really quickly, you can actually get some insane height and distance on your jumps. But that was already the first stage with quite a lot of mishaps, small mistakes, but we're going. Another thing that you'll see me do, especially here on the next stage coming up, you'll see quite a few of those. They're called dustless ground pounds. And it's a ground pound that doesn't have the dust animation. And the dust animation forces Yoshi to stay on the ground for exactly 40 frames. So every single time I can pull off a dustless ground pound, I'll be saving just straight 40 frames. And that amounts to quite a bit of time over the course of the run. But yeah, here coming up, next stage, Black's Boiler. Really difficult stage, both casually and also for the speedrun for basically any category. Most people playing this casually growing up will have remembered, if they played this stage, because the way that Yoshi Story is structured is that you can actually play through the game multiple times doing different routes. But if you've played this stage, you'll probably remember this being really difficult in a game that's otherwise pretty easy to beat casually. Obviously the speedrun gets pretty intense. So here, very fast movement. We want to keep going constantly. The only thing I want to stop for in this stage is like there, to do a dustless ground pound. And there'll be another one here. And there's you see the difference. That was with dust animation and the first one was without. Gotta get over this guy. There we go. And I might be a little bit rusty because I've been focusing on a different category called all melons, where you only eat the special 30 melons there is on every stage. So my muscle memory is a little bit locked in there, and there's a few stages that overlap, this being one of them. But we're making pretty quick work of this, and the stage is already ending here. Versus on the American version of the game, you have to take one extra fruit because there is one less fruit early on in this stage. But yeah, if there's any messages, here we come up on another like 30-second cutscene or whatever, so if there's any messages, this would be a perfect time.
No messages as of right now, but I just want to remind people once again that we have an incentive for the Pokemon Diamond Any % run, which is the Chimchar's nickname, and it's currently still a tie between Turtwig and Kate Bush, so if you want to see either one of these names win, or getting your own name, get your donations in. We'd love to have them.
Definitely do that, yeah. Okay, coming up, Cloud Cruising. It's a fully vertical stage. So here you'll see me do a lot of the tongue jumping because I want to get as high up as I can as fast as possible. And yeah, the goal of this stage is to get up to the top. We'll have our midway boss here as well. We'll talk more about that when we get there. It's a very quick boss too. But here it goes. In the beginning of this stage, you're supposed to ride snakes all the way to the top, and that's obviously really slow. Any intended game mechanic is usually pretty slow. So we skip this snake, and here we do a skip instead with a flutter like that. I basically flutter into cancelling the flutter with an X shot, cancelling the X shot with a mashing of my tongue, and that gives me the maximum height I can get out of a flutter like that. And here we're just doing quick work by jumping on the heads of the snakes. The timing on these jumps are pretty precise. You see, if I miss it, I start going downwards on the snake, and ooh, that was close. If I fall down from these snakes, they don't come back. You have to go all the way back to the beginning of the stage. Okay, that could be done a little bit cleaner, but we got past there pretty good. And here you'll see a mechanic called Super Happy. So we use that on stage 1-2 as well, but here it's very apparent why we route in these stages. So I'm super happy right now. And I ground pound, and I turn every Shy Guy into fruit. So now we just eat. And that's the stage. And here we come up on our midway boss, Cloud and Candy. Very similar tech for this boss. You want to mash him down. You beat him by slipping him up. And hopefully I get the quick kill here, because it looks pretty impressive, and it is kind of impressive. You have to mash pretty hard and precise. And I did not. I was like one tap of the B button off. But still, as you can see, it's a very quick boss fight. The boss fights in this game are... they're a pushover, for sure. But as you see, that was the slow kill, and I still got him really quickly, so you can just imagine how fast that is normally. Alright, here comes the big stage, Jungle Hut. This is why I got watermelon in the beginning. This is why I'm nervous. Everything can go horribly wrong. My last run at ESA, it went so bad that I lost like 2 minutes on this stage. Like, it either goes really well or really poorly. And the reason why we got watermelon is because we want to do that exploit again by becoming super happy and turning Shy Guys into fruit. And if you eat 6 of the same fruit in a row, you'll get super happy. Or at least you'll have the chance to become that. Okay, so everything on this stage is super precise. We're talking, if I move a little bit to left or right, ground pound at the wrong millisecond timing, it's over. So this is a big stage. So I'll probably focus just a little bit here when we get into the first hut, which is right in here. Because yeah, again, everything has to be done very precisely. So I'll focus a little bit and let the game talk for itself, and hopefully I get all of this. That's bad. I bonked. So now I have to wait for the screen scroll, and now this fruit... Okay, we got it pretty fast still. I might have a chance to still not have screwed this up. There's a small chance. Okay, if I don't scroll the screen too much here, please still be there. Oh, thank God. Okay, that was messy. Very messy, but the whole point is to get those 3 watermelons at the end there. So now, coming out of this hut, we get the super happy heart, ground pound, and turn all these Shy Guys into fruit. This is not normally supposed to happen. And whenever I see new runners pick up the game and they look at how stuff is done, they don't understand what's going on there, because it doesn't make any sense. That X shot there as well is pretty precise, the big X shot. Many runners, including myself, lose runs to that. And that was it. That was Jungle Hut. I'm very relieved about that. That was... Whew, okay. Messy, but we actually got the strat. So again, any messages, any donations, go for it. If there is anything to say.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying
No.
attention for a second.
It's fine.
Well, yeah, for those of you just joining in, we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our events online for the time being. This event features streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world, bringing you entertainment during the lockdown.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm very happy for these marathons being on. It's good entertainment for sure. All right. My favorite stage, it's pretty hard. It has some hard movements called Shy Guy Limbo. It's not the worst, but I just find it very like aesthetically pleasing. The music is really good. The movement is just fun to do. It's just the best stage. So there's a few different routes that people can take here. Beginners usually go for a super happy strat where you get super happy, like I've talked about, and you turn Shy Guys into fruit, but it's faster to go over there, like I just did. That movement is just pretty hard. Oh. It's fine. No panic. Nobody panic. I just slipped off the edge for a moment. So now you get to see the beauty of Yoshi's story fluttering. There we go. And we're living. We are living. My movement is so messy now because I got completely turned around. But it's fine. Again, we're still living. That's the most important thing. And here coming up is a pretty tricky hard shot. We got it. Okay. Sketchy moment right there, but it's good, it's good.
You saved it.
I saved it. It's thankfully not that hard to do the infinite flutters in this game. It is still a little bit precise, and there's like multiple ways of doing them and stuff like that, but we got it. Oh, and one thing I completely forgot to mention, I have the fruit counter of the game hidden at all times because of the fact that it can introduce a little bit of lag when playing on N64 versus the American version, which is played on Wii Virtual Console. So, and especially on the second stage of the game where all the lava blocks boiler will actually lag a little bit and cost you a few seconds. So removing the fruit counter and doing some tricky movement on block spoiler to stay off the ground for as much as possible just saves you roughly like 1.5 seconds or something. But we're already coming up at the end of the game. The last stage is next. It's called Ghost Castle and houses Baby Bowser, who's the antagonist of the game, who turned us all into a pop-up storybook. We gotta beat him so we can get the happy tree back and get happy. That's the whole premise of the game. So hopefully we'll do that pretty fast too. The stage itself is very short because of the super happy mechanic, and the fight itself is also quite easy and short. But here it goes. First off, we have these blind ghosts or woos or whatever you want to call them. They will follow Yoshi's footsteps, so if I just stop for just a millisecond there, they stop also for a millisecond and gives me enough time to outrun them. So we just make it to the door in time. It's important that you go through the middle of the door, since the animation of Yoshi just walking through will start from the point of view entering the door, so it's just longer if you do it from the sides. But here's some pretty tricky movement. I love this room because it's so quick. Okay, last room of the game. And you might be wondering to see if I show my fruit counter. I have very little fruits, and how am I gonna end the stage now? And I'll show you. If this boo would give me better RNG, please. Right there is a super happy heart, and all these boos, they turn into fruit. I just need to generate a few eggs there, so I have some eggs for the Bowser fight. And time is not coming up on Bowser's death. It comes up when the final score is displayed, the second score screen, so I'll call it time. But here goes the Bowser fight. Shoot him first. Place an egg to the left of him. place that egg to the right of him, eat the super happy heart, and now he should be stun locked by that egg explosion that is timed so that it should carry over to the next phase. And it did, it stun locked him, and we're styling on him by infinitely fluttering. There we go. That's Yoshi's Story, Japanese version, beaten in relatively speedy fashion. There's a few mishaps here and there. I almost died. I almost fell in the pit. Jungle Hut almost went really bad. But we did it. We did it. So yeah, as mentioned, time is coming up when the final score is displayed. So you just have a little bit of mashing here. Well, you don't have to mash, you can time your click if you want to, but I like to mash. Okay, and time is coming up when this is flashing yellow, and time. There you go. That is Yoshi's Story. Done on the Japanese version of the game, any percent. Let's see if I can actually spell here. What do we call it? We just call it 21, I guess. There we go, BSG 21. Beautiful. Thanks for having me, everybody. I just want to shout out real quick the speedrun.com page. Go there if you want to find any information on Yoshi's Story. There's a few tutorials made by me. There's what's it called? There's a Discord server. There's a ton of ILs and a lot of fun categories to run, not just the any percent, but also longer categories such as all levels or all melons. Absolutely check out the game if you enjoyed it. And that's all for me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm lovebot again. Follow my channel if you want more Yoshi Story. Yeah, other than that, have a good marathon. Peace.
All right, thank you very much. I just wanted to quickly read out this donation, €5 donation, sorry, from Youngton Fish, I believe, who says, "Can we agree that Yoshi is just the cutest? Heart." And we also have €25 from Nanobite1676 with no comment, but thank you nonetheless. All right, so next up, we've got Ninja Gaiden any percent coming up, so don't go anywhere. See you in a bit.